Greetings, everyone. I am very excited today to be in conversation with Janice Montague about the People's Health Alliance that is getting launched here in the United States. As many of you know, I've earlier done an interview with Lisa Dunnington from the UK People's Health Alliance, but this is a movement that's growing around the world, and in each community, it's getting fostered to grow in a unique way for that community. But there is a team now supporting the growth of the People's Health Alliance here in the United States. And Janice, you're the director of operations. And as we were talking about earlier, I really respect that you've got a professional background in scientific research, in law, and you're bringing all those skills to bear in supporting this getting launched here in the United States. But I also respect, as I was saying to you earlier, your own holistic way of being in honoring all the facets of your life, your commitment to family, your deep connection with nature, your commitment to community, which are all part of kind of the core themes in the People's Health Alliance. But talk more about what is happening here as you're helping this to really grow here in the United States.
Well, I'll just say this, that a lot is happening right now. We've had, in the last several weeks, many people contacting us, wanting to know how they can help. We are growing the organization from the ground up, grassroots, on a community level, allowing people at the local level to decide what PHA can do in their community, how PHA can facilitate better wellness and health in their community. And that is one of the key points of PHA-USA, is empowering people at the community level to figure that out for themselves and understand that the core group is here, but whatever your needs are at the local level, you decide what that looks like. You decide what type of network of providers or support groups, or whether you want to have a brick and mortar type of facility. You decide what that looks like. The community members decide that. And that's one of the things that I love. So we currently have 7 different hubs, if you will, geographical groupings of states. We've divided it into 7, and each hub has a facilitator, someone who has agreed to be a point person. And we are meeting on a regular basis with each one of those facilitators to support them in whatever way that we can, empowering them to reach out in their own communities to build support for PHA and to get input from the local community in terms of what the needs are, and then communicate that back to the core group so that we can then offer whatever assistance we can to help facilitate that growth. So we're really excited to have these facilitators on board. They've all stepped up in a big way, and we're so thankful for them. So yeah, that's where we're meeting again on a very regular basis with those groups, and this will all grow organically. It will grow based on what each one of these hubs decides is best for them. And we continue to remind them that that is what this is about. It's about what's right for your area, what's right for your people.
And I do think it is such an incredible model of the Aquarian paradigms that we're moving into in this time, because it is at community-based. It is open to diversity. It is about a grassroots effort rather than a top-down model. And it is about empowering people. And I'd love to just read a little bit of the mission as you have it on the website, because I think it's so powerful in saying what PHA is all about. You have as the mission, we believe all people have an inherent right to health care. We will help empower people to take responsibility for their own health in mind, body, and spirit, promoting access to the widest array of preventative and treatment options. Our mission is to return choice to the individual and local communities, avoiding a one-size-fits-all mentality. So you're really supporting communities in determining their own needs and helping individuals then be empowered to make choices for their own health care.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all know that that's not been sort of the paradigm in the system of healthcare that we have right now. We are, so dependent on others to make those kinds of decisions for us in terms of our own health. And there's not a lot of promotion of the individual responsibility aspects of health and wellness. And so unless people are introduced to that concept, and then also given the tools to facilitate that responsibility and to grow into that responsibility, which is what PHA is striving to do, is to get people to understand the concept of personal responsibility and then give them the tools to actually go out there and execute that. That alone, I think, can help to mitigate a lot of issues that people are currently having. Just knowing the basics of health and wellness and what does that look like? How do I implement that in my daily life? That goes really far. It goes farther than a lot of people imagine. So there's a learning curve that many people will have to go through to sort of extract themselves from that dependency that they've had for so many years with someone else trying to tell them.
Someone being the authority for them over their own health care.
Yes. And I think that if you just get people to have slight changes by using some of these basic tools, the light bulb begins to go on. And they begin to say, well, all I did was make that one little change and I'm feeling better, or my mood is better, or, my child's doing better in school because we made that one little change and in their diet, or they're drinking more water, or whatever it is. The light bulbs begin to go on and people are they become excited about that involvement, their own involvement in that process. And once you get people to that point, it gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier when they're involved in the success. People want to be involved in successful endeavors. And when they get that initial level of success, they're excited and they become more empowered and they're more willing to take the other steps that they need to take. So, yeah.
I think that's so true. And you're really talking about the people that have been kind of embedded in the allopathic medical model. And yet you and I, before the interview, were talking about there's an increasing number of people who really long for more holistic options for healthcare. So that's another piece that's exciting to me about the PHA is that my understanding is that you're really trying to bring together a full spectrum of practitioners from
Yes.
allopathic medicine, from naturopathic medicine, herbalists, holistic practitioners, so that people begin to have both the understanding of different approaches to their own healing process, their own health care, but also have access to a range of options.
Absolutely. And we have, I guess, 30 or so practitioners who are listed currently on our website who have put their services out there, descriptions, and you can go there to that page on our website and find those providers. And they are from a wide range of allopathic and holistic modalities. And so we're working very hard to grow that practitioner database as well. That's another way that people can help, is if you buy into the mission and the vision, not necessarily able to participate, in other ways, but if you know of practitioners who have a capacity to provide services to people and are willing to buy into the vision and mission of PHA, by all means, direct them to join our practitioner database, so that, as you say, when the light bulbs do go on for people, that they can go there and see, oh, yes, I think I need that at this point. And here's a practitioner that is in my area, right? Because all of the various geographical areas, all of the practitioners will be listed there on the main website. Right. And so that not only do they have the knowledge and the understanding, they now have a provider or a practitioner who actually is expert in that area that can help to facilitate and move them further along in their wellness journey. So, yeah, we're trying to cover all the bases.
Well, in another part of your vision that really was moving to me is that you have on your website, we do not tolerate chronic ill health as the standard. We endorse moving away from a disease model of care towards one that optimizes the potential for full, vibrant health for all. And one of the other things that you indicate in the vision is the importance of the healing power of the natural world. One of the things that I'm finding, and again, for me, this is part of the Aquarian paradigm, we're returning to our remembrance of how to be in balance and harmony within ourselves, mind, body, spirit, how to come back into balance and harmony with the natural world. And when we do, that supports us in healing and supports us in moving not only out of illness, but into vibrancy and full health and life energy. And it feels like PHA is really trying to remind us of that capacity that we have to heal and move into wholeness. It's not just about managing symptoms or managing illness.
Absolutely. All of the tools that we need for ongoing wellness and vitality are here on this earth. And that's what they were put here specifically for. There's one facilitator who is building an herbal apothecary business, and she's so talented. She has the ability to just understand plants and medicinal properties that come with them. I think we have several herbalists practitioners on our website now who also have that kind of understanding. And wholeness, you use the word wholeness. Wholeness comes from the earth. It comes from the earth. It contains everything. It holds everything that anybody who walks upon the earth needs. And so the whole idea of chronic ill health, no, we don't accept it as the standard, because, we know that the solutions are here. It's just a matter of putting people on the path to that particular modality or practitioner or practice that breaks that open for them, right? Because the human body is part of the wholeness of the earth.
Mm.
And so when you make that connection, you make that reconnection, I'll say, that reconnection with the earth, the body knows exactly what that is. And it makes its own corrections.
Beautifully said. That healing
that's a
energy is within us.
Yes, it's there. We just have to, as I say, reconnect. It's like plugging a plug into the wall. The light doesn't work unless the plug is in the wall. Well, your body needs a connection as well. And most chronic health issues are lifestyle issues. They're an issue of lifestyle that's built up over the years. And sometimes it takes just small changes in lifestyle to reconnect the body to the energy source that it knows, and the body relaxes and say, yeah, I know that. Let me bring that in. It literally is how it works. Your body recognizes both. It recognizes stuff that it does not need and that does not serve it. And it also recognizes all that serves it. We are just trying to put enough connectors in place so that people can try, various ones. And sooner or later, you're going to get to one of those modalities where your body says, yes.
I love what you're saying, Janice, because I do think that's a crucial part of healing, is coming back into right relationship with our bodies and honoring our bodies and listening to our bodies, because the more we're attuned to our bodies, the more we will naturally be drawn towards what is healing and move away from what is destabilizing or harmful. And that then helps us be on that path towards more full health. The other thing that I think is important with PHA in what you're doing is that I'm aware as a psychologist of how often imbalances in our body or illnesses or symptoms are the body's effort to be the messenger.
Yes.
To tell us what trauma or what emotional imbalances or relationship imbalances that we're in, to alert us to those deeper changes, to the root of what the physical issue may be signaling to us.
Yes.
And that part of what's, from my perspective, sad about our current medical model is that there's no time and space for that.
Right.
Even in my encounter with physicians, with nurses in the system who genuinely care about people and do see people in their wholeness and know that, I forget what the percentage is of appointments to primary care physicians really have an emotional root. It's about trauma. And the physicians say, I don't have time to talk to them about it. Yeah. So it feels to me like PHA is trying to provide a context for a community to form a way of addressing healthcare that works for the community, but that is factoring in all the aspects of who we are as individuals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head right there. One of the things, in my daily prayer and devotion, I pray for PHA. And I pray for its growth and development. But one of the things that really I pray for is that when people come into the PHA space, that first and foremost, they feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They feel safe. They feel that the person sitting in front of them or the person on the screen or whatever that engagement is, that they can take a deep breath and know that they're safe and that they are being heard.
Mm.
They are being heard. So many people just want to be heard.
Trauma heals when we're seen and heard and supported.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, the proverbial shoulders drop, right? And they relax into whatever that engagement is with PHA. And when they get that feeling, and this is about feeling, they will return because they'll remember that they felt the way they felt. And they'll keep coming back until they get to a point where they are strong enough to reach out and strong enough to take certain steps. We meet people where they are in life, right? That's the only effective way to do anything, is to meet people where they are. And so that's I'm not vested in what PHA looks like physically across the country, but I am vested in that piece of it.
Mm. Because you're also describing it being about compassion.
Absolutely.
And love and caring, people caring for each other.
Yes. Yes. That's what I pray for, is that people will experience that first and foremost, because we know that people in their heart of hearts, regardless of where they've come from, they will resonate with that.
And that's healing in and of itself.
In and of itself, absolutely. It is the beginning of any other healing that takes place. And that's the feeling that I think that the core team got initially. I know certainly I can speak for myself, is that I didn't know these people, but within 30 minutes, I felt safe with them. I felt heard. I felt love, all those things that we're talking about now just came through. And this was through a screen. This was through a screen.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure personally that my involvement stays at that level. I certainly know that the core team believes that our involvement needs to stay at that level. And we work at it every Saturday in our meetings.
And what's beautiful about that is I truly believe, and that this is some of what happens in community, that then that emanates out to everyone else who's joining PHA, that emanates out then to the people being served by people that are part of PHA. That is what can change our world.
Yes.
But let me ask you this, Janice. One of my concerns has been, one of the things that I've been passionate about across my career as a clinical psychologist was serving underserved populations. And so many of the people that are struggling with challenges, lifestyle challenges, health challenges, are because they're underprivileged and in situations where they can't easily access different choices for their health care or get adequate services. How is PHA trying to address that financial aspect of how holistic services, a range of services, can be accessible to people across the financial spectrum?
That's a really good question. So we early on had discussion about this. We understood what the UK model looked like in that regard. They had a blueprint that they had available for everyone to look at, and we looked at that part of the blueprint and we discussed it, and we did buy into their position or vision in that regard is that as a practitioner is going to come on board with PHA, that they will agree by virtue of their presence with PHA, they will agree to provide services either free or on a sliding scale to any person or group of persons that are unable financially to pay their full schedule of pricing. And so that is something that we believe in strongly, that if someone walks through the door of PHA and there are providers that can help them, that they will help them, regardless of their ability to pay.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So,
which really creates that option then for people to participate without having to pay an exorbitant amount out of pocket in order to be able to access these other holistic treatments.
Yes, I Catherine McBean told the story, I believe she did, about one hub where a person kept coming back and was getting services, could not afford to pay. But what they began to do is to donate whatever they had, whatever they could afford, to the hub. And they actually were not in a position necessarily to make that donation, but they insisted. And it wasn't a large amount. But they understood that they were receiving benefit by walking in that door every time they came. And they took a portion of whatever they had and they gave it as a donation to the hub. And so, yeah, that was a big point for me. Initially, I read through that blueprint and I looked for that. I needed to see that. And I saw it. And the PHA-USA group accepted that and embraced it. And so practitioners that sign on, they know that that's part of the commitment that they make, is that they're willing to provide those services regardless of people's ability to pay their full scale.
I also really love, and I know this is true with PHA in the UK, but my sense from what our earlier conversation is that the PHA here in the United States is also committed to supporting local farms, looking at other ways that we're supporting ourselves as communities in being on a path of healing, that the community, you were sharing earlier, that the community can decide whatever it needs to be collaborating and co-creating together to support that community. That's actually part of PHA, that it isn't just about healthcare in that traditional sense, but holistic care in terms of how is the community determining what the community needs to be healthy and supporting that. Is that
absolutely
correct?
Absolutely. I mean, we have a facilitator in the north who I think is going to go in that direction with that group, more on an agricultural farming, safe food, secure food supply. I think that will be a big part of what they see as being important. So you're absolutely right. If that is something, an area where any of these groups feel that they can have an impact. Another thing would be if there's, for instance, the Mid-Atlantic, which I'm a part of the Mid-Atlantic group. So there are a number of large cities here in the area where I live. 20 minutes from Washington, D.C. and 15 minutes from Baltimore, Maryland. They're food deserts that exist in these cities. And those food deserts have a significant impact on the health and wellness of the communities where those deserts are. And so maybe there will be an effort to build infrastructure to alleviate those food deserts, to bring, to create alliances with local farms to bring fresh produce and vegetables into those areas where those food deserts exist. So yeah, all of that is on the table. And that's what's so exciting about this, is that I can't wait to see all of this evolve and come to fruition, because I know that whatever they become will be what that community has expressly said that they need. And that's really what we're about, is having that happen. And we're looking forward to all the testimonials that will come from that, of people who reached out and found an oasis, if you will, in their desert. And that oasis was PHA. And they brought to their community what they needed. Yeah, so that's where we're headed. I'm believing that's where we're headed.
And again, it is such an Aquarian model, because we're not looking for something or someone outside of ourselves to make the changes. We are, as communities, as individuals, making that choice to take responsibility, to empower ourselves to move in these new directions that are more healing for ourselves and healing for the world.
Yeah.
And how can people get involved with the PHA if they want to be a part of it or support it?
It's just our main means of connecting with people right now is through our website. They can send an email to info@PHA-USA.org. There will be a response promptly to your email, and we just want to know, what. We don't care about background, we don't care about anything except for the fact that you've bought in and reached out to us in a way that says to us, you do believe in our mission and our vision. The only thing left to do is to figure out the details. And that's we're getting the core team is getting pretty good at that. We're developing our skills as this rolls out as well. I mean, I never envisioned me doing this today, but all of us are going beyond our comfort zone, because we have the vision and the mission inside of us, and that drives us to do more and to do better. So yeah, it's as simple as that, as sending an email, and we will be back in touch with you to get the ball rolling down whatever road, PHA road. There are many roads within PHA. Whatever PHA road you would like to go down, we will put you on that path.
And you were saying earlier that you really welcome people with different skill sets who might want to participate in marketing or helping with web design, or any variety of skills that people want to contribute as their gifts in their community, to be actively involved.
Yes, farmers, people who produce what they call truck farms, right? They're not huge producers, but they produce enough to share with the community. Something like that. Reach out. We will connect you with people who need what you're producing, who truly need what you're producing. Again, the potential is limitless in terms of, because there's such a huge need out there. If you do have a product or a service that you would like to donate to PHA, and you just need to know where it should go, we'll help you with that. We will absolutely help you with that.
That's great. And are the facilitators of the different regions supporting people and fostering their own local gathering of, because I would think that some of how this will grow is just people in smaller local communities just beginning to meet and beginning to share their concerns for their community or what their vision is or what they would like to see in terms of
Yes.
supporting the health of their community.
We are encouraging the facilitators to do exactly what the core team did. We just decided that we didn't know where we were going with PHA, but we just decided we're going to meet and meet and meet until we figure it out. And so we're encouraging the facilitators to pull together the people in their geographic region to do a meetup, a Zoom meetup, every 2 weeks or even every week if you want, whatever time frame or schedule that makes sense. And to just, first of all, get to know each other, which is what the core team did, get to know each other, and then talk about what is needed. Talk about strategies to pull that information from the community. Do we want to do a focus group in one of the local churches to get community leaders to come in and talk about what they believe the community needs, right? Whatever that looks like, whatever strategy you think based on the culture and the what people in your region are comfortable with. It's going to be different for the people in the Northwest than the people in the Southeast, what that looks like, right? So settle on a strategy for bringing people together to figure out what is needed. And then you go to the next level of facilitating and problem solving and strategizing to figure out how do we actually implement and put a strategy to put in place to make that a reality. We've decided, the community has decided, here's what we need. PHA then goes about figuring out how to bring that to fruition. And so, yes, there are several meetup facilitators who are scheduling meetup or have meetups already scheduled within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And so if you want to be connected to one of those meetups in your area, just send an email to that email address. Again, it's info@pha-usa.org, and we will immediately connect you to the facilitator in your area.
Beautiful. And you also, I'm sure, take donations from people who want to be supporting this effort and supporting it growing and strengthening.
Absolutely. There is a donate button on our website, and whatever you are able to donate, we are graciously here to accept it. You can set that up either as a one-time or ongoing donation. So yes, we have not huge administrative costs, but we do have some costs. Most of the core team have used money out of their own pockets at this point to build the website and to maintain it. So going forward, we will be reaching out to folks. We are reaching out to people for donations. So yeah, we're believing that as this grows, that piece of it will take care of itself. Because people will see the value.
Well, and what's so beautiful about the model is that it will just grow organically as people are getting mobilized in their own community to participate and to be giving what they can to co-create what they need in their own communities.
Exactly. Each one of the regions has a separate area on the website where they can build whatever they decide that they want to build. They can build their own infrastructure however they see fit. Maybe they decide that they don't necessarily want to build their infrastructure from the PHA core. They want to build it locally. That's fine. that's fine. They are empowered to do this
Mm.
in whatever way makes sense for them. So yeah, I'm believing that when you have, it's just like in anything else, when you have a good product or service, it sells itself.
Not only that, but as you were saying before we got on the interview, we all need community.
Yeah.
And as we feel, the core theme of PHA is fostering community. And as we feel those connections with and for each other, then it mobilizes us to be engaged, be involved, participate, grow something together, because it ends up being healing for us individually and collectively. And that is what's so powerful, and again is truly the Aquarian paradigm.
Yes. It's almost, it's magic, because I've had a couple of people say to me, I don't know why I'm doing this. But I'm reaching out. I don't know, I just, heard something and looked at your website and decided to send it. They don't, but we know why.
Mm.
Because something deep inside of each person that reaches out, this resonates with their spirit,
Mm.
with who they are. And in some way, shape, or form, they know that what PHA represents is an enhancement,
Mm.
or has the ability to enhance who they are.
Mm.
So on a just a soul level, and that's why when people say that, I just kind of chuckle, because I don't know why I did either. I didn't know at the time, but I understand now. And my response is, don't worry about it. You'll know. You'll know as time goes by. You'll look back and you'll say, oh yeah, that's why I did this. So.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you, Janice, so much for what you're doing, for your engagement in this, and for the group that's really helping facilitate this here in the United States. Anything else you want to add before we stop?
No, just I would like to just thank you personally, and on behalf of the PHA-USA core team. Thank you so much for allowing us this platform to spread the word about PHA. It means so much to us, and this is going to just empower us to do more and be more, as I said before. So just I want to thank you, and going forward, we want to do the USA proud. That's our goal. We want to let the people in this country understand and know that there is so much good. There is so much good that's still here. Mm. And so the larger this grows, the more impact this will have to spread that word that there is hope because there is good. So yes, that's the message. There is so much good in the world, and there's so much good here. We just need to tap into it and bring it together in a spirit of collaboration, and miracles happen.
Oh, beautifully said, Janice. And it is a way that we, again, can be empowered to create the communities that we want to live in, to be helping co-create the world that we want to be in.
Yes.
So thank you for being a part of that. And I am thrilled to support the PHA here in the United States and worldwide in any ways that I can. So thank you. And I just want to express my gratitude to this community for the ways in which we're all together trying to move into these Aquarian paradigms and co-create a new world together that is about healing and wholeness. Thank you.
Thank you.